and identity. One thing that is sure, they will attack the basket, and a lot of fearless players on this roster.
Well, the 76ers do go at the basket without hesitation. They're fearless, Clark, going inside. Led the NBA last season on points off drive.
Well, you know, I like to say you got to use what you have. They didn't have many shooters, so that means head down, get to the rim.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Clark Lyles, one of the many great players to come out of Kentucky and be eligible for this draft. He didn't wow as much as his teammates. I'm telling you what, he can play.
He's got a lot of game. He's actually one of my sleepers, Kevin, because he can do everything well. He can handle it. He goes both ways. He can shoot it. He defends. Really good IQ. I like this guy as being a surprise producer as an NBA player.
Favors with the screen. Here's Lyles. Utah gets it back. Another shot. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
That's his second personal foul.
And guys, with Lyles playing out of position can be a blessing and a curse. I mean, he didn't get to play in his comfort zone and put up big numbers, but his skill set grew from the minutes he had to spend outside of that comfort zone.
Booker, he's checked in for Utah. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Noel's checked in. Iverson outside. Got a piece of it, but he gets it back. Shot clock at 5. Here's the floater. Burke grabs the miss.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
To the middle. A nice shot by Booker. Booker's got his first points of the night.
Tell you what I like about Lyles is that he has a bit of an old man game about him. He's an old head, plays within himself, good at every small intangible thing on the court, just has a real nice feel for how to play.
Tony Roten, he's checked in for the 76ers. Inside and out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You take a look at the Warriors, and not a surprise really to see them sitting there in that #1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific. And of course Utah, they're 5 spots away.
Right now for the Jazz, this isn't the spot that too many people thought they'd be in this far into the season. They've really turned some heads with their play.
Well, any doubts I had have long dissipated. I mean, they're not doing it with smoke and mirrors. I mean, they are a legitimate top-tier team.
Iverson passes to Roten. Noel dishes to Okafor. Great D that time from Favors.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
There's the pick. Burke with it. Iverson picks him up. Burks. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Roten kicks to Okafor. Pass to Noel. Down it goes. His 3rd basket. He's now 3 for 4.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Now here's Burke. He's covered by Roten. Favors sets the pick for Burks. Off the screen. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Noel's got his 3rd rebound on the night. The 76ers trail by 12. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Okafor kicks to Roten. Iverson against Favors. Goes back up. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
How about the concentration? He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Innovation and improvisation right there, Greg. Finding a way to get that shot to fall after taking the contact.
Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for the Jazz. The 76ers shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. Utah had a great home court advantage last year here. This crowd knows how to get into an opponent's head.
Kevin, that they do. It's a big part of why the Jazz were able to eke out over 500 last season at home. Ended up 21-20 by winning 4 of their last 5 home games.
The 76ers trail by 11. There's the dish to Iverson. Buries it from three-point range. Iverson's got 5 points now this quarter.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
And Tony Roten gets the whistle there. That is his first foul of the game. The Jazz making a switch here. Ingles is checked in.
Joe Ingles.
Here's the screen. Here's Hayward. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Down low, here's Roten and Hayward with the block. Here's Ingles. A 17-point game for him in the win against the Clippers.
And also his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved.
Gobert the pass to Burks. 4 on the shot clock. Gobert dishes to Burks. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Ingles has got his first basket of the night.
Boy, for Alec Burks, he really started to put it all together in his third season. He doubled his scoring average, shooting percentage was up. Then last season, a strong start, but a shoulder injury cut short what I thought was going to be his best season yet.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Boozer comes in for Okafor, and Hollis Thompson subbed in for Robert Covington. Kicks it to Thompson, to the wing on the left. On the wing, Iverson. Unloads from 13. Another miss by Philadelphia. And back to Alec Burks, a guy who entered the league with raw talent, but once the light went on, Greg, he showed the ability to help his team in a number of ways.
Yeah, he's going to be the prototype in terms of a two-way player. He's a guy who can not only score it for you, but he'll rebound and defend it. But what impressed me last season is he averaged 3 assists a game, really looked to make plays for his teammates.
Thompson. Here's Boozer. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Now let's step back and have a look at the top passing teams in the NBA this season. The 4th spot held by the Jazz.
You know, a team that shares the ball freely will create opportunities for the right player to score more times than not. They don't have to force it. Everybody recognizes that if they move and get open, the ball will find them.
And for a long time in the NBA, the stretch 4 was kind of the anomaly and not the standard. Now it seems that you are the rare power forward if you can't hit a 3. Very few traditional power forwards now in the NBA.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Jeff Withy, he's checked in for Trevor Booker. And Elijah Millsap subbed in for Burks. The 3. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
Boy, did he go hard to the boards, but clearly went over the back in doing it.
Yeah, kudos for the effort. I always love that kind of effort, but he was just a little overzealous.
The 76ers trail by 8. And here is Roten. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Suns in Phoenix.
Yeah, but his shot blocking was a factor as well. 3 on the game, just a major presence on the D.
With the stretch 4 and the need for shooting at the position, they don't need to be a three-point threat, but they do need to be able to hit a mid-range jump shot.
Yeah, well said. I think you need to have guys that can make perimeter shots to create spacing. The game's evolving to a space-out-the-floor type game, and shot making gives you a chance to do that.
The Jazz have made the most out of their opportunities at the line. They have yet to miss in 7 attempts. Carl Landry's checked in for Roten, and he makes both free throws. Utah was so tough near the end of last season, Greg. They weren't going to make the playoffs, but they did give other teams some trouble.
That's a great point. And how about going 19-10 after the All-Star break? Another team that would have been in the playoffs if they were in the East. You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
And that one's good. Millsap.
And, you know, for the Jazz, you mentioned their post-All-Star break surge. I mean, that 19-10 record they had after the break was good enough for 6th best in the league.
Cannon kicks to Landry. Fires from the corner. And that one goes long. Jazz leading by 10. They get a hand on it. Pushing it up. And there's Carlos Boozer on the assist by Cannon. And that's now 6 points for Carlos Boozer.
And really, the Jazz were a team nobody wanted to play after the break. They were over 500 against the rest of the West and had some big wins over playoff teams in the process.
6 to shoot. Feeds to Withy. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Millsap.
Now a chance, Kevin, to take a look at how the Jazz fared over the last month. 4th in scoring, 5th in second chance points. And they're in the top 10 in rebound. This is a team that does a good job getting on the glass.
And they've been scoring with such ease. I mean, they've been so resourceful at that end of the floor. If one thing doesn't work, they've always got other options they're able to come up with in terms of their offensive attack.
Miles checked in for Elijah Millsap. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, clearly the 76ers were the youngest team in the league last season, and with all the draft picks they've stockpiled, they'll be the youngest team for a while, it seems. But if the youth can grow and develop, they could also be a force in a few years, too.
To give you an idea of how young this 76er team is, at one point last season, Greg, Tim Duncan had more seasons played in the NBA than the entire active roster of the 76ers.
That's hard to fathom. I
Isn't
mean,
it?
we all know there's this youth movement going on in Philadelphia, but they still need some veterans in that locker room. Very hard for the young players to lead.
Shoots from the line. The offensive rebound. Here's Wiles, and the layup's good off the glass. And the Jazz lead by 10.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Marshall passes to Boozer. The 11-footer. That's short off the rim.
You know, they're not totally dominating the glass, but they're definitely doing enough to keep this lead right where it is.
Yeah, but they've separated themselves, Clark, in a number of categories, rebounds just being one of them.
They set the screen. Back to Hayward. Launches a 3. Carlos Boozer pulls it in.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Screen by Boozer. And Marshall kicks to Boozer. 76ers moving the ball around. Fires it up. And with that, the Jazz lead is cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Landry.
Boy, did he burrow his way in there, and the D just sort of backed off.
Now here's Burke. He's tightly guarded. Withy gets the bucket.
Lovely dish by Columbus's own Trey Burke.
12 seconds left in the first half of the game. And stolen by Hayward. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Burke. What a play. Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
And that's a big bonus for him to end the quarter as he just beats the buzzer.
That's superb clock management there, maximizing every second of the clock in that situation. Well done.
And so we wrap up the first half. Jazz out in front. They lead by 12. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. Gordon Hayward wasting no time getting hot. He had 9 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. And Shaq, what did you think about what we saw from Utah?
They did an awesome-orific job. That's right, Ernie. Awesome-orific. That's awesome and terrific together. Anyway, they did an awesome-orific job of limiting turnovers. They were almost mistake-free. It puts you in the right frame of mind when you can play like that. And as long as they keep protecting the ball in the next 2 quarters, they will protect the lead.
And Kenny, your take on Philadelphia?
Well, they're losing the battle on the boards. And when you're struggling to stay in the game, a few extra rebounds either way can make the difference. Because rebounds equal possessions, and possessions can equal extra points. They need to come out in the second half with the mindset that every rebound is theirs.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway.